Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be making fire flower gummies. These gummies are super chewy and have lots of orange flavor in them, which makes them super bright and tangy via the name fire flower. For our orange candy, we're gonna need some oranges. Well, only the juice from the oranges. I'm using these baby oranges I got from H-E-B, but regular oranges will work fine because we only need the juice. For this recipe, after juicing your oranges, they should fill up half a cup. So you're gonna need half a cup of orange juice. Here I've got a nice skillet because we're gonna be cooking our gummies over the heat, and we're going to add in our juice. But don't forget to strain it because we don't want lumpy gummies. Next, we're gonna add in the zest from one orange. This will make the orange flavor much stronger, which is perfect. If you're feeling a little lazy, you can skip this step if you want to, but here I'm doing it because the more orange flavor, the better. The chunks of orange zest will disappear once we turn on the heat. Since we don't want bitter, terrible gummies, I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of sugar. You can also use a different type of sweetener like monk fruit or stevia maybe, but you might have to add in a little more. Next, we're gonna add in 1/6 cup cornstarch. As you're mixing, the cornstarch will be kind of clumpy, but don't worry, it will all dissolve beautifully once we turn on the heat. I've tried dissolving the cornstarch as much as I can, and it should look like kind of a chunky milk. That's perfect. Now is where we're gonna turn on the heat. Now we're gonna cook the gummies on kind of a medium low or a low heat. They can't be medium or high. That will burn them. They have to cook slowly and thoroughly. You can't get this done fast. So we're gonna put it on low, medium low, still a nice flame, but not too anything crazy. And we're gonna stir the gummies. Every 30 seconds, pick up the spoon and mix it up. We can't have the bottom or the sides start to burn. If they burn, can you still eat them? Of course you can still eat them, and they'll be delicious. But of course, we still gotta avoid burning the gummies. Please note that you do not have to mix the gummies the entire time they're cooking, or else your arm will get very tired. You can let the gummies set for 20 to 30 seconds, and then pick up the spoon and give it a good mix. This is only to keep clumps from forming. Here I am, 7 to 10 minutes into the recipe, and it should look like this thick milk. The gummies will not activate immediately. They need to take their time. 7 to 10 minutes, it should look exactly the same way as when we started. So if you're in this step, don't stop, don't give up. We're gonna get there. Now it's been 15 minutes, and it should look significantly thicker, kind of like a cheese sauce. If you're 15 minutes into this recipe, this is what it should start to look like. Here we are 20 minutes into the mixing, and it should still look kind of like a thick cheese sauce. But don't worry, we're getting there. 25 minutes, it should still look like a chunky cheese sauce, but now we're gonna add in some butter. I don't have an exact measurement for the butter, maybe like 10 grams. Anyway, just like a small slice. Not too much, but still some butter. 27 minutes in, and this is where the magic starts happening. Now it is no longer saucy. It feels more like oobleck or something. Not exactly a liquid anymore, but not exactly a solid. This is perfect. Here we are, 30 minutes, and now it should look like this. It's much, much thicker than when we originally started. It's almost like slime. Now we're going to put our big blob onto some plastic wrap. It should be pretty solid. It cannot be liquidy. It should still kind of hold its shape, just like that. Now we're gonna try and shape it a little bit into kind of like a square or something. Here I'm going to wrap it up with the plastic wrap. It's still pretty hot. And I'm just gonna try and shape it a little bit more. Now we need it to set overnight. This is so it will firm. It's the next day, and our gummies should finally be set up. So here I am taking them out of the wrapper. And I also just wanted to say that the gummies might take a little bit longer to set up than one day, depending on where you live and the temperature of the room you're letting them sit in. Last batch, it took 2 days for the gummies to be fully set up. The texture we're looking for is that they do not stick to my hands if I press on them. It's still kind of moldable, see? It's still kind of squishy, but they don't stick to my hands like slime. Now what we've got to do is cut them into strips and then into cubes. Now, to give our gummies a little texture, we're going to be rolling them in sugar. I found this granulated sugar at my local grocery store, but you can use powdered sugar or even different types of sweetener like monk fruit or stevia. Anything will work. We just need to coat our gummies so they'll have some texture. To store your gummies, they need to be in the fridge. So here I've put them into a Ziploc bag and I'm gonna keep them in the fridge from now on. They will last quite a while, but they might start going bad if you let them sit for over a month. Thank you so much for watching this video, even if it isn't exactly Mario related, and I hope you try out these gummies because they're literally so delicious.